Okay, let's take a look and see how we're ending up in September in the South Carolina garden. Upper state South Carolina. Finally feeling good enough. We've ended our first burr month. Got a sweatshirt on for a change. Loving these lower temperatures. Let's see what the garden's got. Our usual start at the kitchen garden. Mexican petunias, beautiful. Finally got my apple mint moved over to this bottom area. I'm gonna try letting it getting started in the ground. We'll see if we don't regret that. Finally, a little bit of my strawberry mint coming back since I let it dry out during these awful hot months. And on this side, what was this? Orange mint? Yes. Not looking the best, but still alive. Going through the gate. Oh, let me back up a little. Easter rose over here, coming, still blooming, awesome. And what would normally be my absolutely beautiful blue morning glory, if you remember, the groundhog got up there and ate all the greens off of it, so I'm so disappointed. But the Mexican sunflowers, beautiful, loving those this year. And my first year with pineapple sage, absolutely beautiful in its blooming stage now. Our 4 o'clocks have died back, but this black-eyed Susan vine, I kind of like it as a ground cover. It does grow up over, in this case, the 4 o'clocks, but anything in its way. But definitely have new ideas for it for next year. So, got our canna here, still trying to bloom a little, and the hospital bed still has our pink sorrel and purple heart, some things that we'll be relocating. Let me forget about this lily down here. I need to find her a beautiful home because she is beautiful for sure. Again, pink sorrel, lamb's ear, liriope, iris greens, our lemon sage. Ending up the season, it will get dug up probably and put in a pot for the basement for the winter. Lemon balm behind the bench here, still looking beautiful. Could be harvested again, but we do have plenty of it inside already. This first trellis here is Malabar spinach, looking gorgeous. Here are our daylily greens, but Malabar spinach, long beans on this trellis, and then the black-eyed Susan vine at the front. I don't know, that's a lot of real estate to keep all year for something that bloomed so late, but see what I'll do with it next year. I'm still unsure. This bed, our Egyptian walking onions did great, and we separated them out. They now pretty much look like they will be providing us with a full bed of onions over the course of this year, so we're excited about that. Okay, got basil gone to flower in lots of places. Gosh, it smells good. Eggplants here in this bed never did very good. I guess I don't think they got enough sun. And look at our squash bug friends. Despise them for sure. They gave us a run for our money this year. We're gonna have to learn how to handle them. See, we've got a little bit of amaranth left in here. This is a pepper. It never made peppers. It was just a pepper seed from a grocery store pepper from my daughter's kitchen. I've already separated. I had one block that had a pretty good bit of chives. Separated that for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks here. And on the other end, I separated the garlic chives. So I separated garlic chives here and filled up this end with those. And I hope that they will do well this season, or this coming season. On this side, we've got our dark opal basil. Yummy yum. Beautiful flowers here. Again, Mexican sunflower, pineapple sage. Didn't realize it would get so big, so it kind of crowded out a couple of little cayenne peppers I had in here. So thank goodness I've got plenty of cayenne peppers on the other end, but these did get some. Ginger looks like she has done well, so can't wait to dig those up and find out what we've got. turmeric, also plentiful. My son was so gracious to dig off my yellow jasmine that was here covering the fence. You see there's a dead pile over there. To open up this space, lemon basil going to bloom here. Lemon thyme here in the block. Our chamomile that did not do so well. It was pretty and green, but I think it did not get enough sun because of the yellow jasmine. We have transplanted over here some burdock. We moved the variegated sage. It's looking a little wilty, gonna have to water it today. This is ruta, which is a herb. And here are my other 3 pots of mint. Again, I emptied the apple mint, and I intend to find these an in-ground home too. This is peppermint. No, I'm sorry, this is peppermint. This is chocolate mint, and this is pineapple mint here on the end. Got a little bit of fennel here in the corner, a borage plant here. Our mullein is all died back. I don't know if those seeds are viable, but I'll be harvesting them to see. Stevia here is going to bloom. I need to harvest this, and I will also dig it up and put it in a pot for the winter. This is where this piece came from last winter. It was a survivor. Russian tarragon has come back out again, looking great. In the pots here, begonia looking wonderful, and mandevilla also looking beautiful. In here we have quite a bit of feverfew. The blooms have died back. I'll have to see what I can find out about their seed, or if they'll be fine overwintering. I'll have to look that up. And then black-eyed Susan vine covering up this section. That was unintended, but here she is. And this is in a spot where I had labeled holy basil and didn't think anything came up. I have never had holy basil before, so I'm not sure if this is it. I have to assume that it is, but does not quite have the gorgeous smell that everybody said it would. I don't know. A bit of parsley getting covered up in here by the black-eyed Susan vine, so I'm planning to try to train the black-eyed Susan vine maybe along this fence instead of coming out in the bed. I don't mind it coming up on the little supports there. That's beautiful. That makes a pretty thing, but again, it's going to take some training because I don't want it taking over, filling things out. Our Greek oregano has filled back out, and we'll do fine for the winter. We have a comfrey, beautiful comfrey back here that I've harvested off a couple times to make some medicinal salve, but would like for it to reproduce and be happy. Try it again some other places. Our toothache plant in here, quite a bit of it. A couple of eggplants that we were able to harvest off of. Some sage, more toothache plant, a lamb's ear that's going to be moved. And Lord have mercy at the blue mist flower finally showing herself. Absolutely gorgeous. But I don't want it to have this much real estate in my bed to only begin really blooming beautifully in September. Can't have this much space. So I will be relocating her as she dies back for the winter. Sedum, I didn't remember this sedum being this beautiful color. Absolutely gorgeous in September. Rosemary again being a little knocked out by the blue mist flower, so I'm looking forward. Hey, French fry. That's my daughter's goat, French fry over there. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You can't come over here. We've added some extra fencing because he did figure out how to get over in here. And I wouldn't mind it, but I don't want him to get hurt by our dog. So, Althea or Rose of Sharon, absolutely beautiful here in the September month. A little bit of my lavender. This is Munstead lavender on the end. My true lavender is covered up in here by the blue mist flower. So again, she's going to find a new home. This bed has mostly beans across the 3 trellises and some volunteer tomatoes. I was going to do carrots and root stuff this summer, but didn't quite get there. we still have lots of volunteer little tomatoes, a beautiful marigold at the end overflowing into the path, so hopefully we'll have plenty of marigold seed to love for that. You see that we've got some pots of coleus, irises that will be back out in the spring, and we're back to where we began. That's it for the kitchen garden. September kitchen garden looking great. Let's take a look at our other gardens. Cannas here at the mailbox garden. I don't see any blooming right now. They are quite compact, probably need to be thinned out to promote blooming. Our dogwood trees have lived and will be beautiful in the spring again. And plans are, like if I back up from this, to get something else growing around the edge. I think I'm going to put some Mexican petunias and let the tall purples come up behind these cannas that are all yellow when they are blooming. Pan around to the orchard side. We've got our 3 apple trees still living across the back here. They're relatively young. Oh, we did transplant from the little hospital bed. Transplanted some of our pink soil up here to start an edge for a future driveway. And we'll get these weeded out space. Our orchard on the back here, we've got 2 peach trees, 2 plum trees, 2 pear trees, some azaleas left over from our previous garden when this was a mostly treed area. And then here's the beautiful Mexican sunflowers. They're multiplying well now. Let's see. It's their 2nd year, I believe I've had them. And so since the multiplication is going well, I'll be digging some of these up and moving them over, like I said, to the perimeter of the mailbox garden. Here we had a Dutch fork pie pumpkin that did not do well for us this year, but we also did not put a lot of work into it. So I will try to do better next year. We had 1 fruit develop and die on the vine. So we're just going to have to learn how to care for these. Our cantaloupes are mostly deceased now. We did have 4 nice ones. 3 we let get too mature, and even the 4th one, while we did cut it open and thought it was going to be beautiful, it tasted overripe. We've got lots of small watermelons. This one is ready to harvest. Even though it's this small, see this nearest tendril is died back, so that says it is ready to harvest. Let's see, this one, again, nearest tendril has died back, so it's ready to harvest. Probably all of them are ready to harvest now. We've eaten, I don't know, maybe 4 that were very good and perfectly ripe by looking for that method. We had 2 get overripe first, and now everything looks like it's had enough, even though they're pretty little. I'm coming to them. This tendril is not completely died back. This one is, but that one's not. So I'm thinking a couple more days on this one. Here we go. This one I had to separate, but there is its dead tendril. So that seems to be the best indicator for us of when they're ready. And again, the end of September, so we don't want to risk having overripeness. Like, see, this has a nice yellow spot. It's rolled a little. Don't want to get it overripe, so they're tiny enough that we should be able to eat one a day and get them gone pretty quick without wasting. Blackberries, this one needs some support and some trimming. We Google a little bit how to do that properly and get hopefully a better harvest off of this blackberry next year. All right. Oh, look, I've got an aster blooming. This would be just come out on its own, absolutely beautiful. Got a fig over there, more cannas in different places here. Again, need to get out here. This is probably the weediest section that we've got now here in what we call our orchard area. And it'll get a lot of love over the fall and winter to get it back in order. Here in our only shaded area, let's see, I believe I have a red canna up here trying to bloom. Okay, the shading probably helps it be a lot later. But this is our only shaded garden area, and we have mostly flower types in here. I see lamb's ear, liriope, variegated and solid. Let's see, oh, camellia has started blooming. Look at you, beauty. This blooms all winter. It's a very old. I've lived here 25 years now, and it was here and old before I moved here, so very well established. I'm not sure what kind of plant this is, what kind of flower, but it is on its end. Like, it was lots of these little blooms everywhere, and now they're all almost gone. Okay. The Goog said it was garden, balsam, and patience. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you know something different, because I'm not sure what this was. And in the flowered area, this sometimes grows out of hand and gets too woodsy looking and for me, but right now, isn't it pretty? The Goog says to call you a frost aster. Bumblebees are loving it right now, so this is a great thing to have in September. And she's gorgeous. Come up on her own. I do have quite a few hellebores. Let's see, no, that's hosta. So a couple of hellebores here and around the base of the camellia where I have planted them. They will be also beautiful in the winter garden. Don't have a lot for the winter garden. I am surprised though at how many of the blue mist flowers I have over here. They must really spread by seed, because look, they've sprinkled themselves in and amongst, which I'm not opposed to because I don't enjoy the weeds. And look at this Mrs. Huff's in here with the blue mist flower integrated. I've got a kind of hedge up here of the Althea Rose of Sharon to block off the highway. And the other things in here that I usually have blooming in the summer have not now died back, but I have this beautiful color over here. So let me walk over here. I have just a little bit of Black-Eyed Susan Rudbeckia that I transplanted over here in the summer. Hope that it dies back and that these seeds will last to reseed itself and spread for next season. Have a little bit of Stella Deora daylilies over here, quite a few. Hi Maxie, welcome. Max dragging in. Where you been, buddy? And still have some zinnias that are still at bloom over here. This is what the pink muley grass. This is the best I've seen it, and this is at least its third season, so it's been accidentally cut down several times. A little bit more of the aster that we saw earlier that's kind of wild, and that is a blue aster that blooms in the spring and summer, so still got some pretty things. Found a little bit of basil over here blooming, and hopefully it'll send seeds down and come up on its own. Some remaining zinnias and elephant ears. Elephant ears are now starting to die back. All the summer stuff is really. Across the front of the house here, the elephant ears are starting to die back. We need to thin these out a little, donate to friends. Be sure to come by or comment if you would like some. We're happy to share. I have a pomegranate tree getting started here. I hope that it'll do well. And we have 3 blueberry bushes. Let's see, is this their third season? Second or third season. And they're putting on some new growth. 1, 2, 3. Doing well. We use strawberries, you can see here, as a ground cover. Irises that'll be beautiful in the spring. We typically plant beans and potatoes along the porch there across the back, and we've got some of both trying to come up again. I had thought this was one of my Stella Deoras, and it's not. I seem to have 2 clumps here of some ornamental grass. I need to figure out what it is and whether or not I want to keep it. For the longest time, I thought I'd want to keep these little edge, beautiful little yellow flowers, but Goog tells me these are sneezeweed. I still think I want to keep them, but they are hazardous for kiddos. So we just have to keep that in mind for Sweet Maxie. Holy cow, you're here! We would love to see you. Come by anytime. Strawberries as a ground cover. Again, back here, beans and potatoes. They're coming back on their own. We did not plant any this year, but we sure have been harvesting. And I purchased 4 tea plants. The Camellia sinensis, I believe it is, the official tea plant, in each of these little cages so I don't lose them. We have a wonderful tea, not company, I don't want to say vineyard, tea vineyard, whatever it is here, called Table Rock Tea Company. And I was able to purchase 4 tea plants for them. Try them if you are in this area because they are wonderful. These are Stelladeoros, 1, 2, 3. Again, the grass is not a Stelladeoro, but it is pretty, so I'm hanging in there with it. We've got our purple heart here, still doing well. And I have this tiniest of morning glories. It's got a little tiny bloom that just came on its own. And I started to pull it all out, and then I was just trying to decide if I liked it. So haven't pulled it all out yet. It's still here. My porch, excuse the mess, the grandchildren have been out playing. My porch pots are looking pretty good except for my elephant ears in here. They got spider mites this season, and I have been fighting spider mites. We just started today putting out our Halloween decorations, in case you wonder what this is. They are by no means in place yet, but flowers at the front door are looking pretty good. Okay, moving on. Got a plantain coming here, so we've been keeping it. Purple heart. I've got a couple of Spanish lavender I bought at the flea market that are doing well here, so I'm gonna have to see how to propagate. Again, potatoes and beans just about everywhere. This is a citrus. I believe it was called Citramello. You see that it's, let's see, can you see the thorns? So its thorniness says to me that this is the Citramello. This would be its second winter. You can see that I like variegated Liriope and Stelladeoros. I don't necessarily prefer spiderwort, which is what this is, but when I put it here from my hospital bed, I thought it was more Stelladeoros, and I misjudged the leaf type and just left it here for the season. We'll relocate it and get our replicating pattern going as we go. Plenty potatoes. Right in this area we have already dug up the potatoes, and then here is one last blueberry in here, if I can show you. See it? Before I show you the loofah that has taken over. Okay, I had actually 2 loofah plants survive from that trellis way over there, probably what, 20 feet from here. And its vines just kept coming. I didn't know anything about pruning, and so all summer long I mostly had male flowers. Didn't have any females until I read up on it and said, well, if you'll prune faster in the beginning, like the 3rd generation after pruning would be mostly female flowers, and I didn't do that. See that I do have some raspberry bushes, but they are covered up. I think I only have 2 covered up by my loofah, and my loofah, plenty out here you see growing on the ground, and there's plenty growing all back there now. I'm gonna prune quicker and try to get to those fruits faster, because with this being the end of September, I'm just hoping my loofah will all have time to mature so we can get lots of sponges. The grapes, they have mostly died back, you see on the fence here. And it looks like I have some sweet potato vine that has made its way out here, which I'm happy for, because a groundhog found most of our sweet potato vine inside the fence and ate it all away. And so I'm afraid I'm not going to have much of a sweet potato harvest. Plenty of volunteer cherry tomatoes. You see them everywhere. We need to have another harvest day and get out here and get things pulled up. Let's go around to the back here. Okay, on the west garden, plenty of peppers. Jimmy Nardello looking good here. Need to have a harvest. Got some tomatoes coming in here again. Need a harvest. So we have done well-ish this season with peppers. This is lemon drop. Basil in here. Let's see. This is rainbow tomato. It's not. The rainbow is this larger one that I don't see any with color right now to show you. And these, I think, are the Brandywine blacks, but those aren't black. Must just be Brandywine. Anyway, they're small, and I was hoping for big tomatoes this year. But nonetheless, we've had plenty of tiny and plenty of medium. Likewise, here we go. More tomatoes. Need to get out here and harvest. Plenty of Malabar spinach. Right, if you can see the Malabar spinach going all over this trellis. I will not integrate tomatoes with them again. That is too much of a mess for me. Peppers coming along. I believe these are, let's see, what are you? Marconi Reds. So I'm waiting on these to turn red to pull any more. Got some last week that were red. These are sweet banana peppers, and looks like they are beautiful yellow here versus orange in here and kind of in between here. Again, peppers and tomatoes we seem to be doing okay with in our September garden, end of September. Marigolds looking beautiful. I'm hoping to be able to harvest lots of seeds and get them to replant themselves. This must be a bell pepper here. I don't see its tag. Yes, I do. And yes, California bells. Okay, coming along. These need to be up, don't they? Need a trellis on them so that they'd be standing up better. Calendula. I see a calendula flower right there. And at this moment, some of the sweet potatoes around the edges do have leaves again. Hey, Cappy. But still worried about sweet potato harvest. All right, peppers. This is, I believe, golden Marconis. Let's see if I can get this around. There, pulled that one off by accident. I'll show it to you. I don't see any that are the golden color yet. I will take the green in. Oh, here you go. Starting to turn the golden color. Can you see it? There we go. Over there. Green and gold. Move your leaves. Hard to get in there and show them to you, isn't it? Okay. These are the patio or petite blend peppers, orange, etc. But they're too hot for me. I don't know if I planted them too close to other hot peppers, but I was hoping for sweet. I'm very much a sweet pepper eater. More beautiful tomatoes here. I believe these are mortgage lifter in here. Ooh, pretty red one there needs to be, it's overripe. And what was this one over here? I don't remember. Oh, it says Dr. Witchy's. Yeah, Dr. Witchy's in here. That looks like some kind of chocolate cherry right there, or Brandywine black because it's the dark color. But I've got them all together, growing all together. Okay. Is this? This is it says pepperoncini. That doesn't look like a pepperoncini to me, but that's what the label says. Okay. There you go. Loofah hanging in here among this pepper, which says giant Marconi. Basil. One of those says Tam jalapeno. On the very end down there says cayenne. And again, if I look up a little, more loofah. More loofah, which I'm thankful for. I can't wait to experiment with it. More loofah. More loofah. Oh goodness, smells like loofah. Loofah, loofah. Why these are kind of bumpy, I don't know. Probably inconsistent nutrition and inconsistent water, but just happy to have so many going on here. Get that. Amazing. Marigolds. Leaves on my sweet potato vines. That's good to see. Asparagus here. Trying to get asparagus line going here. Get it established. This Jerusalem artichoke, I didn't realize it had died back completely, but it has. And again, cayennes on the end look like we have plenty. They're tiny, but we have plenty of them. Reds and more reds and greens. Plenty of cayennes. All right. Even have some basil in the aisleways here. Love that. And my black-eyed Susans here have died back. We'll be out here getting some seed. Loofah has found their way all the way over to here. Pretty incredible. Groundhog has found his way over here. That ticks me off. That's why we've been battling a lot of our battles this year. Our major battles have been groundhogs. Okay. We are with the Malabar spinach, getting the beautiful purple berries here. Okay, purple berries have the seeds and they make a great purple dye. The leaves on the Malabar spinach at the end of the season here have quite a bit of damage, but there's the purple little pink flowers. Look at that, pink flowers, which turn into the purple berries here, which have the seeds inside and which also make fantastic dye. Had a storm come through. Looks like it has done a bad job on this first Roselle hibiscus. The others seem to be hanging in there decently. Haven't got any flowers or calyxes yet. Still hoping for that. This is our first year trying, and we have learned a lot about the hibiscus. Number one being I'll probably put a cattle panel or something on both sides. There is a cattle panel at the back, if you can tell, which I first thought, oh, we won't have to trellis them, but then I found out how flimsy they could be in our weather. So I'll probably plant them between two cattle panels next year, and that should help with all this breakage and dying off that we've experienced. Likewise, I first planted our okra in front of these, which was not a good choice because it shaded out our okra. I've got just a few I've left on the stems here to save some seed for our Clemson spineless, because we love okra and we did not get much this year. Elephant ear garden here on the north or back side of our house. Elephant ears at the front you saw were dying back. At the back here at the north side, dying back a lot slower, but we have been kind of redefining this space. Got a walkway now. It takes about 2 feet from a fence for me to be able to stand in the walkway and touch the entire growing space without me having to step on it. And then as these elephant ears die back, I'll have more room on the right side here to plant in and learn about what grows best in this space. It is our moistest area because there is no gutter on the back of the house here, and all the rainwater will come in here. We've had tomatoes along the fence, peas along the fence, that type of thing, and they had varying degrees of success with those. Here at the end of September, pretty much dying back. Tried to have sweet potatoes, and you can see they got eaten down by our awful groundhogs. And tomatoes are still putting on. Just don't know if they'll have time to actually turn into ripened tomatoes or not, but we like green tomatoes too. And we will continue to enjoy our tomatoes. Okay. Let's see, this were cucamelons. They vined very well. They've died back now, are starting to die back, and we did not get much fruit off them, so perhaps I need more phosphorus for fruit production and less nitrogen for all the greens. This being the other end of the elephant ears and path here. And here we have some sage and rosemary, some peppers, Let's see, parsley I see here. Volunteer tomatoes back here over this trellis, which is our Easter rose. You can see how tall it gets above the top of the trellis, and it has bloomed for the longest time. Has been very, very lovely. Very lovely. Beautiful. I'm looking forward to getting more of it around at the other end. I want to make note of this plant here. I got these last year. It looks like some type of Indian ginger, and it's absolutely beautiful. I believe it was an ornamental. Another elephant in here. And it came back, so I'm pleased about that. The Goog says this is a yellow ginger lily. Happy to know that. Pleased with its look. Its height in this area is nice. Beside the elephant ear, it's nice. Loving it. As for our future in-ground garden, we're hoping for this strip over here. We had it all mulched, and now the wiregrass is making its way in. Across the back, you can see our trees still down from Hurricane Helene. This is a whole year now, September 28th, since she was here, and we still have 3 or 4 huge trees around the pond that are down back there that we need to find some help with. We are put our old crappy tarps along the mulch that was on this side to try to kill the grass out of it, keeping the center space for the kids' soccer area. I'll reseed it again, trying to seed it with lots of clover. I would prefer that to grass. Plenty of Carolina jasmine covering the fence here, but you can see the trees down around and in the pond. They're all on this end together. We just need to find somebody that can get them out of here for us. But yellow jasmine here, oh, I see a few little flowers. In September, that's kind of unexpected. You see these things hanging? That's my children and grandchildren shooting targets from the patio up here to practice their target practicing back here. We've got figs. Turkey fig back here did really well this year. Ooh, does it still have some figs? I didn't realize that it still had some, but I see some. How about that? It has been pruned back a little. We harvested plenty. This pitiful little peach tree was huge and unpruned, and it had, I mean, a couple hundred peaches on it, of which our groundhogs relieved us of overnight, in one night, a while ago, but still. It seems like I do have still one living blueberry bush back here, and I believe I have 2, one here and the second one here, elderberries that I purchased this year. Elderberry bushes, the one that was over there died. And then this is a smaller mulberry tree. We would need to prune it and keep it small enough for easier harvest. Over the top of the house back there, that's a huge mulberry tree in my daughter's yard that feeds everybody, including us. We'll do something similar to this, put a tarp underneath it and shake the branches when it is fruiting. But the tarps that are down here now, they're for killing the grass and getting it out of our mulch. What else do we have? Here's another one of those little asters. They are beautiful little wildflowers. And then this is a whole area taken over by kudzu. We do own this area. Oh, there's a groundhog. I don't know if you can see him, but if you can see, there are 2 big old holes for groundhog habitats. Oh, there's one. You're looking at me, buddy. I don't know if I can pan in. Let's see, do you see him? Do you see him sitting right there on that hump? There he is. I despise you. You're a furry, cutesy little creature, but you have caused me so much damage in the garden this year. Y'all see him? Oh, there he is. Another one stuck his head out and ran back. Oh, buddy, you're just waiting for me to go in so you can eat down the rest of my garden. I know. Oh, advice, people. How do you deter them? Because they eat and destroy. Oh well, there he is. I guess I should say goodnight to September is over. Let's see what October brings. Okay, I'll say thank you so much for joining me on this September garden tour. You look between the two white vehicles back there and down about, I don't know, 6 to 10 feet, whether or not you can still see Mr. Groundhog standing at the edge of his hole staring at me. What a tease. Bless you all, and I hope you have a wonderful season until the next video. I appreciate you joining me. Bye-bye.